Welcome back to Cloud Compliance with Inspec. I'm Nick Reichar, and in our last video we took a look at how Inspec can be used to scan the API endpoints in our cloud provider. But that's not all we need to worry about in the cloud. With multiple ways to spin up servers, we need to make sure that absolutely every instance we manage is evaluated for compliance and security. That's where some of the integrations in Chef Automate can help us. We'll see in this video how Chef Automate can be used to auto-detect instances in your cloud provider, whether or not those instances are actively managed by Chef. So come on down and we'll have a look. To kick things off, I've launched a couple of simple applications into my AWS account. My end goal is to start gathering compliance data and evaluate the security of these systems. For the time being, I'm just going to copy one of these servers' IP addresses, and we're going to hop over to Chef Automate. Now, before I can start evaluating anything, I'm going to need a compliance profile. The asset store has a number available to us, including CIS benchmarks for multiple platforms. Since my servers are running Ubuntu 16.04, I'll go ahead and filter my profiles, and I'll grab the level 1 benchmarks for Ubuntu 16.04. Now that I have my profile, I'll need to create credentials to connect to my application servers. Adding a credential simply requires you to specify whether it's SSH or WinRM, or optionally, if passwords are required for sudo, we can add those here, and give it a name, the username you'd like to connect with, and either a password or an SSH key. I've already added some SSH keys, so the last thing to do will be to create a scan job. One way to do this is by adding nodes individually. By clicking on the Nodes tab, Add Nodes, and here's where I'd paste in my server's IP address. We can put in multiple here and give it a credential. Here, I'm connecting to one of my AppY servers. Now that the node is added, I can create a scan job. By selecting Create New Job, going to the Manually Managed Nodes Manager, and optionally adding a rule, but since I only have one node, all I need to do here is click Next, select my profile, and optionally add a schedule if I'd like this scan to recur. Here though, we're just going to do a one-time scan. Once the job is complete, we can view the report and see how our server fared. And it looks like I'll have to take care of a few things before this machine will be CIS compliant. Now, at this point, I could add my remaining servers much the same way, but this would be cumbersome and wouldn't capture any machines that get launched or removed later on. To assist with this, we can make use of Chef Automate's built-in AWS integrations. Next to our user, we can click Node Integrations and the Add Integration button to select a new AWS service we'd like to associate. In our previous video, we set up an API integration. This time we'll select EC2. From there, we'd fill in our access key and secret key in much the same way, but additionally can create filters to associate tags on AWS with SSH credentials we've created in Chef Automate. This way, I can connect both to my AppX and AppY servers without having to create separate integrations. I've already done this, as we can see, with AWS EC2, so now we can go back to Scan Jobs, create a new job, this time selecting the EC2 integration. I'll now select my region. These are in US East 2. And additionally, we could add tag filters. Say if we had multiple environments or operating systems to scan and wanted to create separate jobs with different profiles. Since these machines are all running Ubuntu 16.04, I'm going to scan the region as a whole. We'll add the same profile. And this time I'll set a schedule. We'll repeat this, say, every 5 minutes. Finally, we give it a name and save. Now, every 5 minutes, we'll be scanning our entire environment, and what's more, if we auto-scale and add new instances or remove them, these scans will automatically detect those changes and incorporate the full environment into each scan. Once our recurring scan is created, we can click on it to see the run history. And thanks to some movie magic time-lapse, we have some complete runs to investigate, each with its own associated report. Now we can see that all 8 nodes in my region have been evaluated, and I can see how they each individually performed, as well as take a look at differences between them. It looks like App X is faring a little bit better than App Y. Most importantly, as new machines are added or removed from the region, I'll always see their status in these scans so that I never lose sight of the security state throughout my environments. That wraps up part 2. To learn more, be sure to check out all of our video series on Learn Chef demos and check out the compliance automation track in Learn Chef Rally. Take care.